Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for Eden Zero, Chapter 121. And for anyone out there who doesn't know, well, supposedly this chapter is the last one we're going to get for a while, because after that, like Eden Zero is going on a bit of a break. And I gotta tell ya, if this is if this is the way that if this chapter is any indication, and this is the way that Mashima had chosen in order to leave us off on, Mashima. Fuck you, bro. Seriously, like, I, I honestly, this chapter, I think it kind of broke me in a way. Like, there's so much about this chapter that was like, if there was ever a chapter in order to signify in order to signify how pretty much Mashima has kind of embraced his inner psychopath, this would be the chapter. Like, seriously, everything that we think of every little decision that makes something seem horrific or psychotic that exemplifies Mashima in this series, it's this chapter. This is the pinnacle of that all. So right out of the gate, the chapter starts off with Rebecca testing her powers in order to gain more control of them, which I love. I love that Mashima immediately addressed this because, as I said last week, it was becoming more and more of a problem. This was becoming more and more of a problem where the only reason as to why she was able to survive this long was by depending on her power, and with that, and it's through her little pretty much self training, that she's now more or less gained a new ability, which really is just it's the same power, just given just more control over it now, and that power is reverse. However, one thing I also like is that despite making progress, she's not at the level where Rebecca isn't at the level where she can pretty much where she can use it multiple times in succession. So not only is that the next thing for her to work towards, but for now, it puts an even greater emphasis for her to think on her feet in any future fights. Because at best in terms of pretty much short range use, and only skipping ahead but by a couple minutes, she can only use it like pretty much 3 times at best. So it creates this scenario where, where in order for Rebecca to actually use this properly, she is in order to use this properly in a fight, she is going to have to actually like pretty much think even before she acts, or she's going to have to think of a way in order to fight and use her power only when the time is correct for her to do it. Um, Another thing I also like with this limitation put on reverse is that if the visualization of Rebecca reaching her limit is correct, it looks like her mind can't process the. It looks like her mind just can't process the feedback loop of multiple rewinds. So while training this power to use use it more as possible, it also is true I think it also shows that further she jumps through in time, the greater the mental strain she'll suffer. And again, if she isn't careful in how she uses this power, it will pretty much tear her body apart, no matter how short or long the time jump is. And honestly, just the way her powers were explored, and honestly, I just gotta actually say this outright. The way her powers were explored in this chapter, it kind of feeds into a very interesting theory I've seen, which is that, and it's a theory that's starting to take shape, which is that this specific ether gear, Cat Leaper, it might in some ways be tied to the origins of the chronophages, since they're both based on similar concepts of time. And the only thing is, I feel in terms of whatever answers we're going to get are all leading back to Mother. Like anything we can think of, any answers we might want in terms of this, yeah, it's probably all going to lead back to Mother in some way. Um, and yeah, with that said, the chapter introduces us to Beast Squad 1. You heard right. Beast Squad 1, meaning the guys that the Eden Zero crew just finished defeating were only a sectional part of pretty much Team Commando Beast, which makes sense. Like when you look at Team Commando Beast, you think of a small army, so yeah, it would make sense that Team Commando Beast would probably have more than 3 members. But even knowing that, like, I hope everyone is perfectly aware that what this introduction means. Again, not only that the 3 people the Eden Zero crew just got done laying out were essentially little more than the scouting party, but now the advanced team has shown up, and it pretty much might not even be just those 3. Like there could be like 6 or 9 people in total that are actually on the island right now, and all part of Team Commando Beast. So it's but and right now with Team One showing up, they look more or less like the advanced fighting squad or the advanced team. So yeah, and guess what? Our heroes are kind of woefully unprepared to fight right now. like I don't know about you guys, but right now I have to throw up my hands to give Mashima all the credit right now because he's basically thrust our heroes into what is quite possibly the worst case scenario, and I don't know how they're going to get out of this one. Honestly, I might be giving him too much credit, but just from Squad One showing up, he is like pretty much Mashima is showing us the military strength of a demon general in real time. Like if this is the kind of military power that that Poseidon Nero has at his command, then his influence, his power, it's all fucking real. Like if we pretty much thought that that Draken Joe was then Draken Joe was strong. Poseidon Nero has the potential in order to make Draken Joe look like a kitten. Like I'm not kidding. Like Draken Joe was a powerful lion, but now Poseidon Nero, he's got the potential to make Draken Joe look like a damn kitten, and this is definitely the point where our heroes are gonna need, like, the only thing I can think of right now as to how the hell our heroes are gonna get out of this is they need Elsie to back them up now. Like, if anything, it's almost a requirement at this point, because this is what happens when you poke at the hornet's nest. You will get stung. Like they pretty much poked at Poseidon Nero's nest, and now they're getting stung by the motherfucker. Like, oh god, I love this. I really love this setup. Oh god. Also, I guess because Mashima likes showing us how much of a horrifyingly sadistic SOB he can be when it comes to Eden Zero, he decided to give us night terrors for months. When it's revealed, when we basically cut back to pretty much Weiss and Hermit and them boarding the satellite in order to rewire it, we get the reveal that the person responsible, or at least personally responsible for making the machines on Foresta go haywire, is Dr. Mueller, the same doctor who abused and tortured Hermit, now rebuilt in an android body, which the reveal in itself is beautifully ironic in the most horrific ways, since that asshat spent his entire life hating machines and now he's become the very thing he despised. But also, that very hatred is what makes this reveal work so well. Because from my recollection, no one character we've met up to this point has had as much of a burning desire to dismantle, destroy, and just treat machines as his own playthings as much as Dr. Mueller does. Like, the thing about this reveal is that even though we didn't get much build up to it, all the pieces and the motivations still fall perfectly into place with this introduction. Now, I would like to still know how he's still alive, but aside from that, I'm very intrigued by where Mashima is going to take this, because not only is this a great setup for a huge amount of development for Hermit, but just from the fact that she's facing down her old tormentor, means she's going to become one of this. She's going to come out of this a vastly different person, for good or bad. And although Hermit does have an antivirus shield on her, the little thing about asking Weiss to destroy her if she goes berserk gives me some seriously unsettling vibes going forward. Like, he's probably not going to kill her, but the whole just with Dr. Mueller's return, I pretty much fear for I fear for Hermit right now. I fear for her pretty much her mental state honestly through this. Um, and actually, you know what? Screw it. The whole chapter gave me this very unsettling feeling of everything going wrong. Maybe not here in this arc, but definitely in the future, especially from Homer's little conversation with Shiki about her feelings on what might happen should they reach Mother in the end. Like that, like when I saw that little conversation between Homer and Shiki, I was like, okay, I don't know what it is you're alluding to here, but it's a dangerous game. But you're kind of scaring me, Mashima. Like I can't explain it, but this chapter really set the vibe that once the series reaches its climax, it might not be as much of a perfect happy ending as we might think it is. Like at worst, it's gonna be bittersweet, or at best, it's gonna be bittersweet, and at worst, it's gonna be tragic as hell. Like I think one of these things is gonna be the ending to the series. So yeah, but oh boy. So yeah, tell me what you guys think, cause this one, yeah, it was a bit of an emotional ride, but yeah, but that's all I got for this review, guys. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and let's your Crunchyroll. Dead Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.